the goal of this video is to help you see where you are in the big mountain of learning Quebec French, and I will also give you the exact thing that you should be focusing on to really progress as fast as possible toward the top of the mountain. So we will see the base of the mountain, which is really like understanding the language. You're not able to read, you're not able to listen to anything, nothing makes sense, okay? That's the base of the mountain. You need to understand stuff. We'll go over that. We'll go over the part where you kind of understand the language. You're able to like read slowly. You're able to listen to something. We'll go over what you should be reading and watching to progress. And then when you have enough of stuff inside of you, when you have enough word inside of you, okay, we'll learn how to express it and what you should do to progress in that expression. A lot of people get stuck there. And then after that, we'll go over the flowing, how to flow when you reach that top level, which is by conversation. So let's start with the base of the mountain, the level 1. Okay, at that point, you know nothing, you don't know how to pronounce stuff, okay, you don't know how to read, you don't know. So where do you start? Where do you start? Okay, so there is many stuff around to learn, but what I think is the best is flashcard with audio, and the core word, like learning the core word of the language through audio flashcard. Why audio? Okay, you don't know how to pronounce stuff. You need audio. You need to hear stuff. You cannot read with a book. At that point, that's gonna lead to a lot of problem later on. So you need audio, okay? That's the first thing. And now, in how to memorize stuff, okay? You need to review that stuff. That's why I really love Anki. It's gonna automatically schedule your reviewing till you actually know it, and then it's gonna disappear. Then you're not gonna see that same stuff over and over. But if you don't know a word, it's gonna try you every single day till you know it, and then it's gonna try you every single week, and then every single month, just to see if you still got it. But that's how you can absorb all those words and know them. Because I saw too many people do Duolingo. And first week they learn some words, second week they learn some new words, and then they learn word, and then they forget the week 2 word because they're so far and there's no active reviewing. So that's why flashcard, having a good schedule of review. Of course, you can do physical flashcard. You can do something else. You can use a notebook, but you have to constantly review and not go crazy. So that's why the flashcard program like Anki is really useful. Now, core word. Okay, which word are the core word? Well, if you read a super basic text, you will see all those un, le, la. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, all those filler words and all maybe the real simple word and the simple verb, the verb être, avoir. Okay, that's what you should focus on. You can basically just Google what are the most used word in the language. What word are repeated often? Okay, because that's what you need to focus on, not rice, not mouse, okay, if you learn it, cool, but dans, in, stuff like that, un, une, le, la, je, tu, il, toi, moi, okay, those kind of basic and really important word that you will see all over. So I created all those flashcards. I created all the audio, QuebecFrench.ca. You can get it if you want. That's going to speed you up in your research. So when you know that, okay, open this, getting hot. Let me remove it totally. It's going to do a nice little change in the video. Feel like it's a different part of the mountain now, right? You've been climbing, it got hot. So now you're at the second stage. What you need, or what you are able to get now, is you're able to read stuff like simple story, simple input. Okay, you can read. That's what you need to do. You will need a lot of input. You need to read a lot. You need to listen to a lot of stuff and try to keep it fun. Okay, it gotta be fun and it gotta be also comprehensible. Okay, comprehensible input. What you need is stuff that you can understand most of it, and then all the new stuff that you learn, you make flashcard. Okay, you gotta absorb. At that point, you gotta absorb the language like a sponge. You gotta make sure that the stuff that you learn, that you actually memorize it and keep it, and then learn more, keep it, learn more, keep it. Okay? Don't just do passive listening, passive reading. Okay? It's cool, okay, but you're gonna progress like that. What we want is to progress like that, okay? That's what I'm sharing, how to progress like that. Also, at that point, when you're at this stage where you're able to read, able to listen to stuff, okay, that's where maybe you should get a tutor, at least for one lesson, and really focus on the pronunciation. Like, can you, like, I'm gonna read something, okay, read something and ask the tutor, am I making mistake? Okay, because you need to know now if the pronunciation that you got from all those beginner flashcard, did you really, is there still gaps in your understanding of the pronunciation? That's where a tutor can be interesting. I've been tutoring for a long time. Like, I have 1,000+ lesson given, and people that are really beginner, I feel like it's a little bit of a waste. Like, there's just so much to learn. There's so much to learn. So having a private tutor tell you every single little thing you need to learn, that's gonna cost you a lot of money. I'm not saying it's not the best, it's probably the best, but it's gonna cost money. So if you have limited budget and you want to make use of that budget to speed up, I think that's the way to do that, is to learn the basic and then use a tutor just to make sure your pronunciation is right before doing a lot of reading. Okay. So now that you're reading, you're comprehending stuff, I'm going to talk about a little bit about really Quebec French specific, because the Quebec French, the way that we speak in the street, is different than the written version. So that's something that is going to be hard for you to get through reading. Okay, you will get it through listening to stuff, but it might still be hard, because if you're learning through, like, most of the input you're gonna get is gonna be, like, let's say through books and through some easy French. The easy French is not gonna be the spoken Quebec French. So it's a little promotion here in QuebecFrench.ca, Quebec French School. I have raps. I have bunch of raps, like 20+ raps that I made with the lyrics in Quebec French, like written like I'm saying it, and then written in international French, and then written in English. You can use that to have fun, listen, take note, grab stuff, put that into your flashcard, learn Quebec word, the way we pronounce things. Okay, that's one way to get a lot of input in a fun way, I believe. I think my music's fun. And it's really Quebec style, Quebec voice, okay? So you can do that to help your Quebec French especially. Now you're at the next level, okay? You are at that level where you got a lot of input, okay? It's starting to get easier. It's starting to get easier to listen to stuff. Now it's time to express, okay? The best way to do that is, okay, not the best way, but the free way to do that while progressing. Like, I think it's probably the best way anyway. Writing, okay? Writing. I want you to, by the way, at this level, you don't stop listening. You don't stop reading. Okay, you just add writing, add expressing. Okay, so I want you, if you read for 30 minutes a day, okay, I want you to maybe reduce, if that's all the time you have, reduce that by half and use the 15 extra minutes there to write a summary or write sentence with all the new word you've learned. Okay, whatever, write. You gotta write. Do your best, okay? Just try your best. Doesn't matter, there's gonna be mistake. There's gonna be mistake. So try your best, and then you can use a corrector, French corrector, or the AI to correct you. Ask, like, what are my mistakes? Explain my mistakes. Read this, okay? And take note. Like, you make a mistake there, okay. Make a flashcard. Do something to be able to retain it. Write it in your notebook, okay? Just retain is important. And also you can ask ChatGPT or whatever, can you rewrite more naturally if it doesn't tell you already? Okay, you can do that. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. That's the free way, and also I believe the best way. You can also work with a tutor and speak with him but you need to have him like correct you. You need somebody to correct your mistake and tell you the right way to say it and make a flashcard. I do private tutoring. That's how I work with people at that level. I will speak with them. They will say a phrase like je mets table main sur. Je mets table main sur. I'll be like, no, je mets ma main sur la table. And I'll record an audio flashcard and I'll write it and I put my hand on the table is je mets ma main sur la table. And then I'll add, keep speaking. Okay, you said like that? No, it's like that. Make flashcard. And then at the end, I send a package of flashcard to that person. Or I write it in the chat. If somebody don't like the flashcard and prefer to do it on paper, fine. So that's how you can do it for free. Writing, I still think the writing is really important. If you want to do the immigration exam and stuff like that, the writing is going to play a big role. And it's free. And also, another little promotion, publicity. I'm sorry, guys, but in QuebecFrench.ca, Quebec French School, every single day I post a question in the community. I post like a question that can prompt you to write a paragraph. Okay, so you can use those questions to write. By the way, if you try to write like a journal every day and you have a life that is kind of repetitive, your journal is going to be repetitive. And then after a week, you'll be bored of that. So you have to find a way to not be bored. That's why I recommend summary of what you are reading and watching, or those questions in Quebec French School, or that's the writing part, or speaking with a tutor, asking for all the correction. That's a good way. So you do this for a while, and now you're finally at the point where you feel you can express, you can listen to stuff. Okay, it's just time to get more confidence. It's just time to get more confident at speaking. You need like conversation. You just need conversation. So there's there's one-on-one and there's group. Okay, there's only that you can do with conversation. Maybe the AI is gonna be good enough for conversation soon. I tried myself an English AI. It's nice. You can like get to speak, but sometimes there's some little bugs there and there. It's not like it's not on point yet. So you can get private tutor. You can have group discussion. I offer that in QuebecFrench.ca, but there's some maybe in your city. Look on Facebook group, whatever. Look around, and maybe you can find somebody to speak to. Language exchange exists. So there's that you can do. And at that point, just gotta do what you need to do with the language. You've learned all that for a reason, right? To speak with people. So go speak with people, have fun. My recording is gonna stop because storage is low. I have to manage that. But that's pretty much everything. Okay, by the way, before I close, this whole mountain, okay, you should do everything at once. It's just like a special focus. When you're at that level, special focus on that. But you still do the flashcard. You still do the reading. You still do everything. Okay, that's how it works. So you're the best. You got it. I hope this video was helpful, and see you next time. Peace.